Hello, everyone. Steve Siebold back for mentaltoughnessblog.com. Beautiful Lake Lanier, Georgia. Just got up to the lake house here, and a gorgeous, gorgeous winter day on Lake Lanier. Boy, did we learn a lot about the two GOP frontrunners this week, Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum. Not sure if you've been following this or not, but if you haven't, let me give you a brief overview on what happened in the last 48 hours. Sandra Fluke, a Georgetown University law student, gave a speech a few weeks ago. I saw the speech on C-SPAN. It was brilliant, and she was speaking out against about the contraception issue, and she believes that all women should have access to free contraception in the health care plan. So she gave a speech about it. She's gone on the media and talked about it. On Wednesday, Rush Limbaugh called her, because she believes that contraception should be included in the health care plan, Rush Limbaugh called her a slut. That's right. He called her a slut. That's what he called her. And he said a lot of derogatory, prostitute. He called her a lot of derogatory names simply because she believes women should have access to free contraception. Now, whether you believe in that or not is really a different issue at this point. We've got Rush Limbaugh, one of the most powerful big mouth voices in the Republican Party, whether you like him or hate him. A 61-year-old man going up against a college student and calling her a slut. This is an example, you guys, of emotional thinking, of the emotional immaturity of the leadership in this country. And even though Rush Limbaugh is technically an entertainer, he has a massive, as you know, amount of influence on the Republican Party. Okay, so here's my point of bringing this up. And if you haven't looked this up, look it up. Her name is Sandra Fluke. This is a thing that's an issue that's making news around the country, and it should be. And here's why I think we should be talking about this. Not so much the contraception issue, not at this point, but about our front runners, Santorum and Romney, asked on the trail just yesterday, okay, just a few hours ago, what they thought about Rush Limbaugh's comments about this young girl who we have trained through our college system, okay, through our public school system as well, to stand up for what she believes in. She testified before Congress, okay? This is a young girl, okay, being bold. Whether you agree with her or not makes no difference, really, at this point. She's doing what we've trained her to do in the school system, and now she's being bullied by a guy with a megaphone mouth and millions of followers, okay? We're punishing her for doing the thing we've taught her in the system. We need leaders, especially young female leaders in this country, like Sandra Fluke, but this guy comes out and calls her a slut. He didn't say she's a misguided young woman or he disagrees with her philosophy. He called her a slut. This is why America is so emotionally immature, because we've got blowhards like Rush Limbaugh, who've got massive power, that come out with these derogatory statements at 61 years old to a college student. Okay, they asked Mitt Romney, they asked Rick Santorum on the trail yesterday what he thought about Rush Limbaugh's comments. You know what he said? He said he thought it was absurd. And since Rush Limbaugh's an entertainer, he has the right to say absurd things. Absurd? Is that as strong as you get, Rick Santorum? You're the guy, Mr. Passionate, Mr. Oh, I'll stand up for the little person. I came from nothing. Well, where are you standing up now? Where's your boldness now with Rush Limbaugh? Oh, that's right. Rush Limbaugh's got all the power, a lot of power in the Republican Party, and you don't want to irritate him. So you say it's absurd. What did Mitt Romney say? Right? Mitt Romney's going to win the race, right, for GOP. There's almost no question about it. It's not going to be Santorum. It's going to be Romney. Okay? So what did Romney say? Romney blew it off. Romney said, when they said, about Rush Limbaugh using the word slut, he said, well, I wouldn't have said it that way. That's all he said. I wouldn't have said it that way. This is the problem, you guys, with the leadership. This is why the GOP can't get their act together, because there is no leadership, because that isn't leadership. That's wimping out. That's pandering to a powerful voice in the Republican Party that can generate money, Rush Limbaugh. And you know it, and I know it. But this gave us a glimpse inside what a Romney or a Santorum presidency would look like. You guys, these are not leaders. Leaders stand up and lead. Okay, I got to give it to President Obama. Some of you know I'm not a big President Obama fan. I've spoken out against him in the press all over the world, on blogs, in speeches all over the place. But I got to tell you, President Obama did the right thing. Even though he disagrees with some of what Sandra Fluke said, he called her on the phone yesterday. He called her on the phone, a college student. and said he sort of apologized for Rush Limbaugh in a sense and just said it was wrong and said her parents ought to be proud of her for standing up. And President Obama, I salute you for this because you're absolutely correct. This is what we've trained this young woman to do. What about all the other young women, you guys, around the country who are now going to be afraid that they're going to be called a slut or some other derogatory term by a man in power? You guys, powerful men in this country have been doing this to women since the beginning of America. And that's why we've never had a female president. That's why women don't make what men make. And you know the story as well as I do. This is against all women, is what it is. It has nothing to do with contraception. It's about the rights of women and empowering women to stand up, whether you agree with them or not. Where are you, Mitt Romney? Stand up and be a leader or go home. Stop running around saying you're a leader because you're not a leader. In Santorum, you're no better. The only leader that was in this case was President Obama, and I salute President Obama for that. That's what I think about this. I think this is a very big issue, you guys. This is not about contraception. It's not even about Sandra Fluke. It's about women. It's about men bullying women and trying to get them by using these derogatory terms, which they've done for hundreds of years, right, in this country, and pushing women back down. That's why we live in an emotionally immature country, and it's got to stop because the leadership, people like Rush Limbaugh, who have a voice, are saying these kinds of things. That's what I think about this. I think it's an important issue. I can't wait to hear what you think about this, and I'll look forward to your comments. Thanks for watching the blog. I'll see you next time.